Hello and welcome to another coaching session from leadershipmentor.com. Today I want to share with you some thoughts about the two different types of motivation. We have intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. So let's take a look at extrinsic motivation first. This is motivation that's caused by external sources, things like trips, money, prizes. And you've probably heard, if you're a community member, you've heard me caution you on long-term usage of extrinsic motivations, and I'll share a little bit more as to why I have concerns about that. Most of the time, sales organizations use extrinsic motivation, and that's a lot of how people that are in sales, they're kind of wired that way, that they need that external source of motivation, primarily money, to get them to perform well. And that's the whole concept, obviously, around sales. But for the rest of us that are in a support type function, we want to focus a little bit more on the intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is really motivation that's caused by internal factors. Things like hobbies, for example. You're motivated internally and you have a passion for certain things. And you really enjoy the process of doing something rather than simply the outcome. So which one's better? Well, intrinsic motivation is much stronger. It's doing things that are good. You're motivated to do something because it's a good thing to do. It's enjoyable for you. And it's the right thing to do. And a lot of what we talk about as a leader is building that relationship with your team members so they're intrinsically motivated to do the right thing without you having to be present and to coax them with things like money and trips. They do the right thing because they're dedicated to supporting you as a leader. Extrinsic motivation can displace intrinsic, and that's really the caution that I want to share with you today, is that oftentimes I see a lot of the call centers that I've visited that they use external types of motivators like money and prizes to get people to show up for work on a regular basis. And the fear of that is that obviously when you take those things away, that behavior is going to change. So you do get immediate satisfaction from intrinsic motivation, and it is very short term. But it does rely on continual feeding again. So when we take that away, a lot of times the behavior will change, and it begins to be too reliant on those extrinsic motivators. So just a few things to think about here. What happens when extrinsic motivators go away? So you take away the prize or the money for example, using that for attendance, for example. What happens to the attendance in general when you take those motivators away? My experience is people show up for work and you take those motivators away. Now being on time and being there every day becomes less important. And so people's behavior tends to change. Extrinsic motivators can reduce the effectiveness of intrinsic motivators long term, and this is really my word of caution, is as leaders we want to build a strong rapport and relationship with our team members, and we do that through regular one-on-ones and team meetings, and we provide support and we listen, all the things that we talk about in our community. And so when we use extrinsic motivators, those kind of override all of what we've done to build up that rapport through intrinsic motivators. The level of dedication and creativity is much higher with intrinsic motivators. So regardless of the situation, if you utilize intrinsic motivators, the level of dedication is much higher and people are more creative. They're thinking about how to improve things because it's the right thing to do and they want to support you as a leader. So that's really it about the two different types of motivators. Just a word of caution. There is a place for extrinsic motivators, but they should be used with caution and nothing that should be in place long term. I'm a bigger fan of using intrinsic motivators and getting your team members to do the right thing and to want to perform at a high level because they want to do that for you as the leader and to have pride in a high-performing team. I want to encourage you to go to our website at leadershipmentor.com, where we do have a free 7-day trial of our leadership coaching process. That's it for today, and I hope you have a great day.